All repairs to all the equipment operates here at Tweetsie, including trains, rides, vehicles, and everything. We have a lot of machines in here that allow us to do this craft. I'll point them out from the back to the front. Over on this side, the very back is a 300-ton wheel press. We use it to press car wheels, drivers on and off the axles. Next to it is an 1890s vintage wheel lathe. Yeah. We use those to turn the driving. We actually just turn the driving wheels on it. We'll turn all the wheels on, the axles. Both of those machines are out of the original Tweetsie shops in Johnson City. Our next medium lathe, we use it to make axles, piston rods, turn journal boxes, and pistons. Then, of course, our everyday lathes we use to build machines. Every machine is being used in the restoration of this locomotive. We're going through each and every part individually and rebuilding it while we got the opportunity. You can see all the springs, the wheels, and everything is out of the locomotive. We have some repairs to do to the frame while we're doing the boiler. We'll continue doing it. After this weekend, we're going to lift the engine up and get the pilot truck out of it and put it on another set of temporary wheels. We've been working with several companies to do the boiler work. We made a trip to Pennsylvania in October to try to find the drawings on them 12's boiler. But we weren't able to find them. They only made 4 of these boilers, 10, 11, 12, and 14. So the only thing we have is the exterior drawing. And we were actually looking for the interior, shows all the firebox curves and all that. We weren't able to find them, so our new engineering firm has had to make new drawings. And we've been working on the drawings since January. They're just about finished. Once the drawings are finished, our contractor, our fabricator, our installer is going to use the drawings to put the engine back together. Currently, nothing has been taken out of the firebox because we're still doing the drawings. So the firebox is completely intact the way it was last year. Right. What we're going to do with the locomotive is, those are up front, and you can come around front later. We're going to cut out the front tube sheet and access the interior of the boiler. We're also going to change the original dry pipe. That's the steam pipe that supplies the cylinder steam. Since it's 108 years old, we're going to go ahead and change it while we're in there. Then the firebox is going to be cut out, and it's all going to be brought out through the front of the boiler. And then we'll go back in reverse, putting it back together. It'll probably take several months to put it in once we get started. We have to put in over 700 stay bolts. Every stay bolt on the boiler will be coming out. Some have never been out. We'll be taking stuff off this engine that probably hasn't been off since it was at the factory. So, still a lot more to come off. All the running board brackets and all the headers and all that still have to come off. We've been slowly working at it, but mainly we are working on the mechanical because the boiler, we can't do it. We can assist them, but we can't actually make the repairs because of welding involved. The boiler, the firebox is riveted the way it was built in 1917. It's impossible for us to re-rivet it, so we're going to put it in welded. It'll be all welded new metal. We're going to add a second water glass to it, bring it in the code, and then we're actually going to replace this front section of the smoke box. It's paper thin under there. It probably would have had to been replaced if we ran it anymore this year or last year. Trying to think of anything else we're going to do to it. Of course, the tender's out back. We took it out back to the old shop since we don't need it for a while. We got the parts scattered all over the place. Our flat car is where most of our parts are right now, rods. And we're going through each individual pallet of parts like Right here behind these guys right here are our next project. We have fabricated new brake beams. Right there's the old ones and the new ones. The old ones are probably from 1917, and the new ones we fabricated just this winter. We still have to do a little bit of drilling on them. And here, the next project is we're rebuilding the brake system. The brakes, after we get that done, we'll move into the spring rigging. We are having new springs made for the engine. We found a drawing of the springs, and we're having them fabricated. So those will be in by hopefully this winter. We actually had to go to England to get stay-bolt taps made. Since we have stay-bolt taps here, but we don't have enough to do 700 stay-bolts. And most likely we'll break a few of them doing it. So we ordered 20 new stay-bolt taps, and the company that makes it is actually in London. They make the best stuff, easy available to us. So actually the spring company is in England too. They make them the old-fashioned way. But a few of the parts around here, out there behind the wheel lay, you see the new recontoured wheels. We just finished those last week. I would not touch them. There may be some sharp edges on the flanges, and there's still a little bit of grease on everything. So we are replacing little parts and pieces everywhere. Over on the milling machine, we had to replace one of the wedges. The old one is rusty, the new one is shiny. We milled it out on that machine. We had to make 2 or 3 of them, and that's just one of them we made. Right here we just have gone through and rebuilt 3 air compressors for a Tweetsie. We had one on 190 go down on us, and we have 12 air pump actually on 190 right now. So we are rebuilding. We rebuilt 3, and we're going to swap them back out so we can 12 off. But it's the same machine. It just we keep certain ones on certain engines. But trying to think here. Right here under this is a wheel drop pit. We're able to pull these boards out and drop each one of those drivers out individually. One of them driving wheels weighs around 4,000 to 6,000 pounds, and we have a 100-ton jack which will lower it out of the engine one at a time. It takes about 1 day or 2 days to drop each wheel out. So those will be one of the last things that goes back in. Once the boiler is finished, we're figuring it's going to take about 2 to 3, maybe even 4 months to get it back together. We're going to start painting like the tender, the cabs, the domes, all the little components. But we can't do the jacket until we get it on there. So once we get the jacket on, painted, it shouldn't take us more than a few months to get it back together. We are going to do a live steam test on it before we put the skin on it. With all the work we're doing, we're going to actually have to do some riveting and messing with all the steam pipes and all that. We're going to do a full steam test on it. I don't know if it'll be publicized. Probably won't be. It could be in the middle of the winter. It could be the middle of summer whenever they're done with it. When it is done, though, it's going to look better than it has in a long time. We're moving some stuff around. We're trying to make it more original. So some things will change around a little bit. And there might be a few little hidden surprises in the rebuild. So,
how are you doing with your time frame? Are you working within that?
really, it's hard to put a time frame on it. We're shooting for next year, have it back at some point. I don't know if it'd be spring or not, but we're shooting for it. So we really need to, we have to be mindful of 190. When we get done with the season, she'll come in here. We'll go all over 190 to make sure that she can do it again if we have to. Then eventually 190 we'll have to get this kind of work. So every engine in the country is going to have to do it. So
How much does it cost to do a
we don't
renovation?
Renovation like this is typically around $500,000 to $750,000 on any wheel side. So, and This engine, everything we're taking out of the interior is original, except for a few components. So this thing was built to run 30 years control line. So the firebox lasting as long as it did is a testament of care. Not only had here Tweetsie, but on the original Tweetsie. Same thing with 190. It's 80 some years old, and it has a lot of its original components where, like a sister at Hollywood doesn't. Just the care that's put into it. The water we have here is perfect water for boiling. So, y'all got any questions? Yes, sir.
Tim, sir, I am amazed at how long those original fireboxes lasted on a locomotive of that age. I mean,
Yeah.
when it had its first major rebuild in 1979, I thought the firebox was going to get replaced. Apparently, it was as good as good.
Yes, actually back in the 70s, they did replace a portion of the lower part of the firebox.
Oh yeah.
And just to tell you the difference in the grade of steel, the same grade of steel was put in the boiler in 1979 that was put in 1917. The 1979 steel wore out faster than the 1917 steel. So, the quality of the steel, even though it's the same on paper, the quality of the steel pre-World War II steel versus post-war is totally different. So, unfortunately, we won't be able to get pre-war steel for this. But when we're done with it, this thing should run, with the operations we have here, it should run about probably another 100 years before you have to really get into the boiler situation. So, but once it's done, some of us here will probably never see the part of it. So, I hope I don't. That would be the last time I've taken it apart. Yeah. So, that's actually the second time I've had this. I was a newbie here when we had it apart the last time.
How many years ago was that?
1998. It was the first engine we rebuilt in this shop. We rolled it in here and actually in 97 when we built it. Back when we were
30 years.
yeah, the rest of them got 30 years. Yeah. We've been in here since summer of 97.
Okay, what's your name?
Yeah.
Sean, Woody, Jackie, Bull, Die, Pit, Star, 23342.
Yeah. Okay, y'all got any questions? Because it's easier to ask questions sometimes than tell stories. So.
If you guys finish 12 by the end of Christmas, will you ever run her for Christmas?
And we'll put her in service as soon as we're available. Yeah.
What's the requirements to work back here?
We typically look for, in the past, people have worked their way in here. Most of us have worked in here, started in the shop, or not in the shop, but in the rides or the park, and we kind of watched, and if people do a good job, we kind of go out and kick them. I used to run the rides. I ran rides for 2 years. I started firing the train in 97. David, that's running the train now, he started out running rides, and now he's running the train. So it's a lot of progression here. So there's several of us, like there's a guy named Travis on the grounds crew. He's been here nearly as long as I have. So he started 2 weeks after I did. So they do sometimes in the administrative area, but not in here. So the skills we look for skills in here like welding, fabricating. It's getting harder and harder to find people that can run manual lathes. We look for that. Plumbing. Hydraulics, electrical. We're actually, with the new rides that are coming out, we're getting into modern day rides that have computer PLCs in them. So we're having to learn to be a little control electricians too. So, y'all got any more, next question? Yeah. Actually, the running gear itself is actually the driving wheels, drive boxes, and rods, they're done. The rods are good and tight. The drive boxes are good. Actually, probably after this weekend, we're going to put the drive boxes back on the drivers and put the drivers on the flat car to get them out of the shop. So they'll go away till we need them. So the only thing major we're replacing is the spring ring. Now, there's a lot of wearing in. So, yeah.
Is there just the locomotive itself?
The tender's just gonna be inspected inside. We'll probably go inside, clean up the interior. We might jack it up and check the deck underneath, but 12's tender is the newest of the tenders, so it's still pretty good shape. And we did a lot of framework and wheel work on it the year before we pulled it out of service, so, yeah.
What happened to the 190's original tender?
Huh?
Do you know what happened to the 190's original tender?
It could be still in Alaska. After the war, those tenders the 190s were built with were much bigger than what we have here. They took the bigger tenders and put them with the bigger engines. So 190 ended up with smaller tenders. So that's how we got that. That tender was up in Alaska with 190 when we got it. So, and just so anybody curious, that tender came from Oregon originally. It's Sumter Valley tender. It's older than this engine.
Oh, wow.
So it's 1916. So
I feel like number 12 was built in 1960.
1917. And just curious about the old coach car out there. I'm friends with people at the EBT and have been going to the archives. They discovered that it was built before 1882. They don't know when, but they're suspecting in the late 70s. They're looking to find the date for us. So it's one of the oldest narrow gauge coaches in the country. So next question. Any more questions?
Did you decide to move the headlight back?
We will, yes, for two reasons. One, put it back original, and two, we can't get the front end off. We have to use a forklift. We have to stick a forklift in there and pick it up. So we decided we're going to set it back where it used to be, just for that specific reason. So, but yes, it's going to go back. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it fairly common to have to go to engine brick and wood?
No.
I'm just wondering since steam started there.
There's more. There are actually more active steam there.
Yeah.
Than they are here, and some of the craftsmanship's still really good. We're just going. We're kind of. There's a bunch of us that do this stuff, so we're kind of just. You see who uses who, and you go off recommendations. So, yeah.
Now, the original, the other passenger cars that used to be here, the current ones that are, were they originally open harbor cars with the sprawl top railroad?
Most of our cars were steel platforms.
Okay.
You can look up. Well, I don't recommend looking under. Here, look under them. They're big. They got heavy beams under them, and that's the sign of the platform. The only car, the second car in the train is the newest one. It was built from scratch, so it's totally different.
Oh, yeah.
But all the cars are east top platform.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What happened to the original two cars from the Shenandoah Central?
Okay, the mail car, Combine 15, is at Spencer Shop in their store. The original Tweetsie excursion car, it deteriorated to the point it was unsafe. And sometime in the late 70s, early 80s, they burned it.
Oh.
Yeah, it was an all wood car. And actually, the guys told me it collapsed on itself overnight. One night, up on steel. So they come in and burned it. And actually, the trucks and the couplers in Coach 5 are out of that car. Any more? Yeah.
Since you said it won't be put back together the exact same, will the bell be in a different place?
Oh no, everything's going to be back. You're just going to have a few little different looks to it.
Are you gonna put the original pilot back on it?
Probably not. We might do it for occasions, but that's the one we like to run here for.
Okay.
We're going to do a little bit of modifications to it to make it where the couplers on the other cars don't tear it up. We're going to drop the bottom down a little bit, do a few things. We just haven't took it off yet. We will here in the next few weeks. And that
It's probably close. It's probably at least design-wise the closest.
we actually used the draw a picture.
Only difference is made of steel.
Yeah. Y'all got any more questions?
Yeah, I got one.
What?
On the main drives,
Yeah.
on the outer part of the rim, is that one solid wheel or is it like a heat shrink?
That's a heat shrunk.
Heat shrunk.
Yeah. If you'll see, one of them over there actually has the words "I'm hot" on it.
Yeah.
Because we had to heat one of them up. It wasn't quite seated up just right. So we heated one up in here in the shop one day and knocked it back on. Took like 10 minutes, but that's why I wrote I'm hot on it. So anybody walks through here wouldn't lay their hands on it, they'd never
It's all
forget
the
it.
crack and stuff, we're not talking about that, it's solid with heat shrink or something.
No, they're all of them are steel rings. Those will probably last another 30 years, maybe. We just turned them for the first time. They were very hard. They use heat treating, so the first half inch or so of the steel is just super hard. I broke tool bits after tool bits. It was rough. It was a rough July for a little while.
Y'all planning to change anything about the paint scheme?
No, paint scheme would be the same.
So what was the color of the original number 12?
When it comes from the factory, it was always green.
There you go, there's your answer.
It was always green.
I'm trying to model early Tweetsie, number 1 and 2.
Oh, well, those,
There's no telling what those would
you'd have to go into, there's an online database that tells old ball and paint schemes for like pre-1900. You'd have to go in there and look and figure out what paint scheme number they use and get that. So, yeah.
Will you ever go back to the 2023 car order?
Oh,
Well, the car order is actually going to be more fluid now. Now we have 6 cars, we're able to pull a car off every few months to refurbish it. So we're making it a whole process. Like you're talking about 2023. Well, once this weekend's over with, the yellow car is sitting in the shed. It's going to come back in here and be finished. And it's going to go back on as a handicap car while we bring the new handicap car in here and refurbish it. So the train's going to be fluid. It's always going to be changing. But the last car will always be red. I'll guarantee that. Next.
Do y'all have any